Hello everybody, this is Isa, and I'm gonna narrate a best of 5 series between Marcoasd and SoulWind using the Zombie Kid. This was a best of 5 in a Pokémon Perfect tour, and it was the grand final, so you can tell it's gonna be a good set. And this is the first battle of the set. Marco is using a Gengar lead versus SoulWind's Jinx. So Marco is probably getting out ahead. However, what is shown is that Hypnosis misses and Lovely Kiss connects. So Gengar cannot stay in, Lapras comes in, it's a good tank for Jinx. Blizzard misses. Lapras uses Thunderbolt, Chansey easily takes that, only taking 9%. So Marco is gonna have to find a way to get his Exeggutor in and use Sleep Powder in order to make up for having a slept Gengar. Exeggutor does not want to come in on Chansey unless he predicts Thunderbolt, but at this point it is quite likely to see a Thunder Wave from Chansey. We will see what he goes for. Okay, so Marco sends in his Chansey and there's a Thunderbolt. So they've both taken... there's an Ice Beam trade, Freeze Wars, and the winner is SoulWind. Exeggutor comes in, SoulWind predicts that and sends in his Jinx. Exeggutor cannot stay in. Lapras comes in, takes a Seismic Toss. That's a 5-hit KO, not a lot of damage. I would have used Psychic. But it doesn't matter. Okay, so Seismic Toss paralyzes from Body Slam. Lapras wins this, but it's okay for SoulWind to trade down, since he is very far ahead at this point. But I don't know if I would have used the same things that he does. However, Psychic gets a crit. That's a clear plus for SoulWind. So Lapras dies in one more hit. He cannot really trade that. Okay. SoulWind decides to switch out. I don't necessarily agree. Lapras goes for Confuse Ray, however, SoulWind disregards that and heals up. And now we get to see the Exeggutor coming in on a Thunderbolt. Okay, can he... Snorlax comes in on a Jinx, that's a very good play by Marco. Cloyster comes in to wall Snorlax, Body Slam doesn't even do 25% and it doesn't get a paralysis. So that didn't do a whole bunch. SoulWind looks to have a very interesting team. He has 3 ice moves, presumably. I assume that, yeah, we know that Chansey has Ice Beam, and I think it's safe to assume that Cloyster has a stab, Ice Beam, or Blizzard, most likely Blizzard, maybe both. So Lapras is... If Lapras carries Rest, I believe that Lapras is carrying... No, never mind. I think that Lapras is not carrying Rest. So that's a big problem then for Marcoasd, as his chance is frozen, and Lapras, who is a great ice tank, does not have enough HP to wall any of the threats. Oh, and a critical hit clamp, yeah, that's gonna sting. Despite being a low 35 base power, if Gengar decides to stay in and try to wake up, and that's what's happening, then he's gonna take another 20%. That's too much to stay in on, in my opinion. But to be honest, I don't know if Marco has any better choices. Yeah, that's probably a good one. Okay, so they both switch. Frozen Chansey staring down Tauros. It's too risky in my opinion and too pointless to switch out from here. There's nothing to gain really when you've got this situation. Chansey has to be sacrificed and Freeze Claws has to be deactivated once more. Body Slam, 3-hit KOs the Chansey. Snorlax comes in. It's a 5-6 situation. but I don't know. Body Slam, yeah, still not paralyzing. This is looking really grim. I don't think that Snorlax runs in a Body Slam Amnesia Thunderbolt set. That would have been very helpful, but yeah. And wow, looking at the team, everything is, except for Tauros, gets destroyed by Clamp at this point. Cloyster is gonna be, oh, there's a miss. Yeah, this Cloyster is gonna be a menace if it can just finish off this Gengar. It sleeps, so it's at 13 HP. So yeah, one more hit by Ice Beam, Blizzard, whatever. Anything should be proved to be enough to put Gengar out of his sleep and back into the Pokeball. And yeah, there's an Ice Beam. 14% Lapras comes in. I will freely admit that I'm not sure how the speed... I think that Cloyster outspeeds Lapras by 20. And if it... But I know for a fact that Cloyster's not slower. This switch makes me very confused. Well, okay, never mind. I suppose that Clamp wouldn't have dealt a lot of damage, but I think it was the proper way to deal with it either way. Lapras comes in, Body Slam paralyzes, as well as fully paralyzed Chansey on the same turn, so that's a freebie for Marco. And we're gonna have to see a lot more of that if Marco wants to have a way back into this game. It's 6-4. If Jinx or maybe a hidden Exeggutor comes in, it's a bar accuracy, it's a guaranteed sleep on a team lacking any kind of status condition to block the sleep. Oh, and here's a crit Body Slam and a self-hit in confusion from Chansey. Take note here that... Oh, wait. Okay, so Body Slam deals 21 to 25% damage, and that was a... If that was a high roll, it would have killed... Oh, never mind. So after a series of very lucky Body Slams and confusion and paralysis, Haxes, which still doesn't even up the game, we're looking at a 5-4 situation, but Tauros is in. Lapras is... It's going to die if it stays in. And I don't know if it's feasible to switch out to Snorlax at this point. I don't know if it's feasible to switch out to Exeggutor. Exeggutor doesn't have max HP close enough, but I don't know. Maybe that's good. Snorlax has full. I would probably go to Snorlax here, trying to get some paralysis hacks. Maybe Exeggutor, but I think sacrificing Lapras is a good way to remove your comeback potential. And yeah, I disagree with that choice. Maybe Snorlax Exeggutor runs sets that disallow them from making good comebacks, but I think that in this situation Marcoasd should really push his luck and try to save Lapras. Even if it doesn't have rest, it can still put in some work with proper paralysis support, which at least Snorlax can somewhat reliably create with his powerful Body Slams. Given that SoulWind has... We've got reason to believe that there's no Gengar or normal resist on his team, so I think, well, especially no Gengar, I think Body Slam paralysis would occur sooner or later, meaning that Lapras would get at least one move off. Okay, Exeggutor comes in, Psychic, good choice, predicts the switch into Jinx. So Jinx is looking in very poor shape. He is going down in one more hit. Oh, and we see a Slowbro. Okay, I don't agree with this because, yeah, that's why. Sleep Powder comes in, connects with Slowbro. If Exeggutor has Mega Drain, this Slowbro is going to face some problems. And in fact, if we look at what's remaining on SoulWind's team, or rather what he has shown, there's no real good resist for a Mega Drain. However, it's probably Stun Spore, because he switches out into Tauros. Tauros can obviously deal a lot of damage, we all know that, but it all relies upon Slowbro not waking up on this turn, which it has a 3 out of 7 chance of happening. SoulWind decides to sacrifice his Jinx. I think that was a good choice. Sleep Clause needs to remain in effect. And Jinx wasn't going to do anything either, away at 18% versus a team that outspeeds it when Jinx is paralyzed. Okay, Snorlax comes in. Snorlax versus Tauros. Good opportunity to blow up at this point, and if, well, maybe not at full HP, but after 1 or 2 body slams, Snorlax can safely blow up, assuring that SoulWind will enter the endgame with a definite advantage. Okay, Exeggutor comes in. I think that's a good play. The body slam paralysis. Exeggutor is now in a tight position. He can survive 1 more body slam. He does not die from Hyper Beam at this percent, but body slam plus body slam, depending on rolls, or body slam plus Hyper Beam. Oh, yeah, that's a body slam crit. That's gonna make sure that Exeggutor goes down in the next hit. The specs drop, more or less irrelevant, since there are no other special attackers remaining for Marco at this stage of the game. Snorlax Ditto, when you're down, you never want to see that. The opposing Snorlax can always use Boom to trade, and in fact, no, we're not going to see that. We're going to see another Body Slam paralysis from SoulWind, and then we get to see the Boom. So yeah, this Tauros has to be a miracle man if Marco wants to make a comeback, and frankly, I don't see that happening. SoulWind is already apologizing. Sorry for this, for the ridiculous luck. Yeah, the luck was on SoulWind's side. I think that's very fair to say. Game's not over just yet, but like I said, Marco has to make sure that Tauros wins and yeah, that's gonna seal the deal. Crit, body slam, and paralyzes. It's all over. Hyper Beam finishes off Marcoasd's Tauros, and yeah, that's it. Game 1's done. Stay tuned, there will be a game 2 after this, obviously. Best of 5s, you're guaranteed to see at least 3 games in this series. Hopefully they will not be as affected by RNG as this one was. I'm Isa, signing out.